Hello friends from YouTube. If y'all want to know about hydroponics and aquaponics, you all can check out my video. Alright? See you in a little while.
Okay, what we have here is a demonstration of different designs of aquaponics and hydroponic systems. And beginning here, this is a really simple homemade system. As you can see, it's just a barrel, a 55-gallon barrel that is a plastic barrel that has been cut up with a bit of plumbing and a pump inside to get water moving from the different amongst the different components. At the top here, that's where you would have your plants growing, and I have here a leafy vegetable. It will be set up in this styrofoam sheet. Again, this is something you get straight out of Home Depot, and the function is simply to hold that plant in place. So we start seedlings in the greenhouse, we move them into this system. The only other thing is a pump down here that pumps water to this area where you have your plants, and then water is returned back to the tank by gravity. So this is a closed system. It's completely recirculating this water from the grow bed to the holding tank. And this holding tank, you can actually convert it into a fish tank, and then the whole system becomes an aquaponic system. Yeah.
Now we see these right here on the side.
Yeah, these satellite tanks here, this is just another way of maybe channeling that water, so you can grow another plant here that has a much bigger root system. So maybe something like a tomato plant that you will need to trellis. So you put it here, the roots will be bathed in the nutrient solution that is sitting down there. And it's exactly the same function as this here.
So the water goes.
So the water level here is equalized with this one here. So you see the two tubes. As water is pumped in here, the level equalizes with this holding tank. But since they are constantly mixing with the pump circulating the water, you always get fresh nutrients coming into this.
So it goes from there, here, and then
actually
it goes out.
you see where it comes up, and then this is a return.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the level is actually where the level
From
is
the
on
bottom?
the bigger tank. And if it gets any higher, it will return it.
It returns back over there. Okay, so it goes from there,
Yeah.
there,
then
and there.
return it. Yeah.
All right. That's good.
So that's a very homemade system for hydroponics that can also be used for aquaponics. And then over here you have what is called the ebb and flow system. So your nutrients will be held down here. There's a pump there that will pump water to this tray. That's where your seedlings or your plants would be. Typically leafy vegetables like lettuce. So they will be here. Water is pumped here and up to this level. It stays there for about maybe 20 minutes to an hour, and then there's a valve in here that opens up and the water drains back down to the tank. And then the cycle repeats itself.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So
And
that's the ebb and flow system.
and this one right here.
And then this is what is called the nutrient film 6 technique system. If you look closely, you see just a film of water running through the channel. So the channels are set up at a gradient so that water is always flowing downhill. And the water is returned to a holding tank that has a pump in it. It pumps water to the far end, then that water just drains down here by gravity. And as it is flowing down, nutrients and water are taken up by roots. You can see how moist that is. So as the water is coming down, plants will remove all of the nutrients from the system, not all, some, and then any leftover is returned to the tank. So this is the nutrient film technique.
All right. Let's go to.
This is one that is being used now commercially. You see this being used commercially around the country and elsewhere. So it's a system that you can build it yourself if you have some plumbing skills. The materials are readily available. You can use, instead of using this specialized channel, you can use maybe a 3 or 4 inch PVC pipe with holes drilled to accept these pots. So again, the same concept, and water flows back down there.
All right.
And then this is the most complex, I would say, of the aquaponic systems, at least that we have here. This is the deep water circulating system. We call it deep water because you have water in a kind of a pond here, and the depth will really depend on your objectives and the type of plant you're growing. If you're growing leafy vegetables such as lettuce, you really don't need too deep of a volume of water. That water depth helps as a buffer for temperature. It keeps the temperature at a stable, cooler level. With the nutrient film techniques, it's possible for temperature, for the water temperature to rise drastically. This system, because you have a big volume of water, the temperature is buffered to an extent.
All right.
So this is a typical aquaponic system, and it starts here with the fish tank. So this is where you have your fish, and then you add feed to it. The fish would digest the feed, and any waste that comes out from the digestive system, fish poop, is what is used as nutrients for the plants. So what is this? You feel, typically you have your tank elevated, and then from there everything is fed down by gravity. So water is held here. There's an overflow pipe that you can see just at the top. So this is full of water. Any excess will then flow down into that pipe. It comes in here, first of all, to this filtration tank, and you have a set of filters here. Some of these are biological filters, actually, to remove any toxic chemicals that would otherwise be toxic to plants, but also to the fish. And those are typically ammonia and also nitrite. So the filtration system here is really important. From here on, water then flows again into this standpipe. Everything again is by gravity. And then through here onto your grow bed. So if I were to add water here, just for demonstration purposes. So if you look closely, you see excess water flowing into. So water would normally come in here. It's filtered. Then, so water comes in here, it goes through the filters, and then excess water with nutrients is taken down through that pipe, and then it goes through here, and then onto the grow bed. And the depth again of that grow bed really depends on what plant you're growing. And then the water is sitting there, but it's also being mixed. Here you will need air stones to keep that water well fed with oxygen. And then excess water, as it circulates, will flow over here in this return pipe. That goes back down to the holding tank.
There, too. You can see her back there.
So this is a holding tank. It's overflowing now because we're in demonstration mode. Typically, you will have a pump sitting in here. you have your pump in this holding tank that will pump the water from there back to the fish tank, and then the cycle repeats itself. So this is a closed system. It's a recirculating system. So when this is up and running, we are not discharging any water into the environment. So it's totally recycled, and any nutrients that are returned to the holding tank are recycled and reused. So you wouldn't need to add fresh nutrients all the time.
Okay.
So that's the basics of this system here. As growers get started, they may need to learn really fine techniques like cycling the system. That's getting the bacteria that is needed to break down some of those the metabolites that I talked about earlier. Because otherwise they will be toxic to the fish and also to the plants.
Well guys, I hope you liked my video on hydroponics and aquaponics. There's gonna be a link down below if y'all want to know more about it, for research. And if you want to know how to make stuffed jalapenos, there's a video there. You could check it out, like, subscribe to my channel, and friends, this is for you guys. Hot. See you later, alright?